Apricity is with us here today. How are you doing?
I'm great. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, yeah. Now, you have got a new single called The Fear, so can you tell me a little bit about that song and what it's about?
Sure. I'm just getting ready to release that. It's the second song from my upcoming EP. And the fear is based on the fear. I
Yeah.
mean, we all fear something. Lyrically, it goes through different avenues about what people fear. If it's, are you afraid of your own shadow?
Mm.
Are you afraid of being alone? And I think during this time, especially during the pandemic that we've been having for the last year, a lot of people could probably relate to this
Yeah, absolutely. There's been a lot to be fearful of this last year.
for sure. So,
Yeah.
um, we just shot a music video as well.
Oh,
And as you can imagine, when I launched my first single, All My Lies last year, I launched it during the pandemic
yeah.
and managed to pull off a music video. And we did the same with The Fear. So it's definitely been challenging, but we were able to do it. And I just feel that a lot of people will be able to relate to this song because of what's been going on in the world.
Yeah, I take it there's a lot of restrictions you have to follow when you're making a music video in these times.
Definitely. I mean, we shot it outside
Yeah.
and we shot it during the winter, which isn't ideal because it's cold, as you can imagine, in Canada here.
Yeah.
But we were able to social distance. We were outside. We kept the numbers small. Everybody had masks, in between shoots. So we were very safe.
Yeah, absolutely. And how's the pandemic affected you in other ways of music? Because I'm imagining either you've had a lot more time to write loads of music, or you might have been affected in a negative way about not being able to perform.
Honestly, I'm new into this. It's
Mm.
something that I just started last year. I mean, I grew up, in theater school and performing arts, but to put a record together, I'm less than a year into this, and I picked it during the pandemic time, which is what wasn't my plan. But to be honest, um, there's a upside and there's a downside. So the upside
Yeah.
to it is I've been able to work with a lot of great individuals in Canada that are Juno Award winners and platinum produced, especially with a producer here who obviously other people had stopped doing music because of the pandemic. So it opened
Yeah.
up some time for someone like myself. So there's always a plus to it, and it's given me more time to work on songs, work with some songwriters, obviously work on some videos, takes some more time to do it than
Mm.
feel rushed, which you might, if there's live music going on. But I mean, definitely there's always an upside and a downside, right? So
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to the song The Fear, how much of it is based on your own personal fear?
I definitely sing this song from the heart.
Yeah.
So I would say, based on my own personal fear, it's 100%.
Mm.
There's things that go through our minds all the time, I'd have to admit, to be honest, it's definitely close to my heart for sure.
Yeah. And how long did the song take you to come up with then?
I actually worked with Greg Kretschley Music on this song, and made a few changes that would suit myself, and obviously Tom Mackay, the producer. So the song was in the works a while ago, and we just
Yeah.
we just took it and revamped it. So
Mm. Yeah, absolutely. And by the sounds of it, it's got quite a good result that comes out at the end.
we hope so. We're
Yeah.
getting ready to launch that song just next month here. So we have
Ooh.
everything ready, and I'm pretty excited about the music video. It depicts a apocalyptic world with some zombies and some other creatures walking around.
Yeah. And do you have a date set yet when it will be released?
Closer to the end of May. Not an actual date, but definitely closer to the end of May.
Okay, yeah. So, how did you first start to get interested in making music in the first place then?
I'd have to say, growing up, I grew up in the UK. So,
Yeah.
growing up, I listened to a lot of ABBA.
Yeah.
My mom, my family was musically inclined, and we had the radio on more than we had television on. So it was something as, a young child, I was always running around singing with a hairbrush. And then, started performing in concerts, and went on some British TV shows as well,
Wow.
and went to audition for Top of the Pops, but I was actually told I was too young at the time. So it's been something that I've enjoyed since a young age, and obviously life goes on. You go to school and you get a job, and at one point it's just, it's hard to do music. Let's face it. But I got to the point where I thought, I'm going to do this and I'm going to get it done.
Yeah, I guess a lot of people when you were younger will tell you that it's not a proper job. Go and study
Yes.
something.
Which I did, but
Yeah.
I feel lucky. I've got the best of both worlds, and now I'm able to make it work on my own terms, right?
Yeah, and it's interesting you say that you grew up in the UK because you have a North American accent. So I'm wondering, what's the full details of your story there?
Um, that's, at home, I definitely have a very Scottish accent for sure. I grew up, so my family's from Ayrshire in Scotland, and most of them are still there. So all of my mom's side and my dad's side are just outside of there. But then I went to school in London, England, for some time. I went to a stage school there, and then back to Scotland, and then obviously we came to Canada based on employment.
Yeah.
And then so here we are. But Canada's been good to me, and I've met some great people here, but still have a very heartfelt detachment home because majority of my family's there.
Yeah, and are you hoping to maybe come back and visit sometime when this pandemic is over?
I was hoping to get there last year, and that didn't happen. Usually we have people come here or we go there. And this year, I mean, it's really, really tough to plan anything, because I don't know if you know, but Ontario, Canada, where I live, we're under a stay-at-home order again and another lockdown. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I hope so. I'd love to come back and visit everyone soon, but we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, absolutely. So, do you have any people that you look up to in the musical world and have inspired you?
There's so many people. I mean, I grew up listening to ABBA, Blondie, Kate Bush, Status Quo, a lot of Adamant. But then coming over here, there's so many local Canadian artists as well. There's, in North America, well, all over the world. But I think definitely I've met some really fabulous local artists. And they're inspiring. They work very hard to get where they're at. And I work with a producer who has been in top bands, and he's just a workaholic. So I think it's the work ethic that people put into the love of music that's very inspiring for me. And obviously it's a great thing to do. It's a fun thing to do. I enjoy it, but it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be at times. So when you're not making music and working hard, what do you do to relax in your spare time?
Well, we have a lot of relaxation right now in Canada because we're not allowed out. So, but I like to be outside. I have dogs, I have a horse, so I'm a very outside person. I like to spend my time outside, obviously. And I do have a little music room set up in my house where I like to practice, and I'm teaching myself guitar. I'm not very good. I'm okay. I don't plan on playing guitar and singing. It's just something I like to do. And obviously I like to learn things.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, if we're interested in checking out your song when it is released, do you know kind of all the platforms and places where it will be?
Absolutely. So you can definitely check out my Instagram. I update that daily. That's Apricity Official Music. I'm on Facebook as well. and I am on all platforms: Apple, Spotify, Deezer, and YouTube is where the video will be. I have a video channel on there.
Nice. Well, thank you very much for coming on the show today. It's been great having you on.
Thank you very much. It's been my pleasure, and I enjoyed speaking to you.